Have you ever walked into a room, certain you had everything under control, only to stumble over something you never saw coming? That sudden, sinking realization that you're not as in control as you thought? We've all felt it. It's the unseen tripwire of pride. When we're so focused on our own strength, we miss the obstacles right at our feet. The fall is always humbling, always a little bit shameful. This is the heart of a timeless warning. Pride comes before a fall. We build ourselves up, brick by brick, with self-assurance, but towers built on pride always crumble. The fall isn't just possible, it's inevitable. These moments, as uncomfortable as they are, serve a purpose. They remind us we're human, finite, and not the center of the universe. The pain of falling can be a gift, a chance to see the world, and God, more clearly. Maybe the fall is the first step towards something greater than pride wisdom. So next time you stumble, remember it's not the end, but the beginning of a better path. The tripwire of pride is universal, but so is the opportunity to rise wiser. Let's look at the ancient wisdom that speaks directly to this experience. What if the fall is actually the doorway to something better? Let's find out. In Proverbs 11:2 we read, "When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom." It's not complicated, just a spiritual equation. Pride leads to disgrace, humility leads to wisdom. Think of it as a weather forecast for the soul. If pride is on the horizon, disgrace is close behind. This isn't condemnation, it's protection, a warning sign, danger ahead. God gives us this principle because he knows how the story ends, but the proverb doesn't just warn, it offers hope. Humility is the alternative, and it leads to wisdom. Pride is loud and attention-seeking, but ends in a fall. Humility is quiet, gentle, and produces insight and understanding. The choice is clear. Two paths, two destinations. One is wide and exhilarating but leads off a cliff. The other is quieter, focused on God and others, and leads to wisdom and peace. This proverb is an invitation. Which path will you choose? It's not just an observation, it's a call to action. The journey of pride ends in disgrace. The journey of humility leads to wisdom. Which destination do you truly desire? The choice is yours. What is pride, really? It's not healthy self-respect, it's an inflated view of ourselves. Pride whispers, I'm better, smarter, more important. It's self-worship, putting ourselves on the throne meant for God. Sometimes pride is obvious, loud, boastful, demanding attention. But often pride is subtle, refusing to ask for help, criticizing others to feel superior, or even false humility, fishing for praise. Pride can hide as insecurity, constantly comparing ourselves to others. Whether it's arrogance or insecurity, the root is the same, an obsessive focus on self. Pride is the I disease, making us the hero and judge of our own story. It's a lonely, exhausting way to live. The real danger is the pride we don't see, the kind that quietly shapes our thoughts and actions. Recognizing pride's many masks is the first step to breaking free. Only then can we make room for something better. Jesus told a story about two men praying in the temple, a Pharisee and a tax collector. The Pharisee stood tall, listing his good deeds. God, I thank you I'm not like other people. His prayer was all about himself. No need, no humility, just self-congratulation. He left unchanged, untouched by grace. The tax collector, despised and broken, stood at a distance, eyes down. He simply prayed, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. No excuses, no comparisons, just honest need. Jesus said it was the tax collector, not the Pharisee, who went home justified before God. For all who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. The Pharisee's pride led to disgrace. The tax collector's humility opened the door to grace and wisdom. This story brings Proverbs 11:2 to life. Pride blinds us to our need. Humility opens us to God's mercy. The posture of our heart matters more than our achievements. God isn't impressed by our lists, he responds to our honesty. The way up is down. Humility is the path to wisdom and grace. Which prayer sounds more like yours? The story is a mirror. What do you see? The humble find wisdom. The proud miss it. It's a timeless lesson for every heart. The invitation is open. Come honestly, come humbly. That's where transformation begins. The Pharisee left with pride, the tax collector left with peace. Which will you choose? If pride is self-worship, humility is seeing yourself clearly, neither inflated nor diminished. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. It's not denying your strengths, but recognizing their source, God. A humble person's confidence is rooted in God's love, not in performance or approval. This frees them from comparison and competition. They can celebrate others, accept criticism, and admit mistakes. Humility is not weakness, it's resilient strength. The proud are brittle, easily broken, the humble bend and endure. Humility brings peace, a heart at rest, free from the tyranny of ego. It unlocks the ability to serve, love, and grow. Imagine living without the need to impress, secure, content, and open to others. Humility is the soil where all other virtues grow. It's the foundation of a powerful, peaceful life. When we stop being the center, we finally see the beauty around us. That's the quiet strength of humility. Why does humility lead to wisdom? Because humility is the posture of a learner. Pride closes the mind. If you think you know it all, you never ask, never grow. Humility admits, I don't know, and opens the door to learning. The humble are curious, teachable, and willing to listen. They learn from mistakes, from others, and most importantly, from God. Wisdom isn't just knowledge, it's understanding how to live well. True wisdom comes from seeing life from God's perspective. Proverbs says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." This isn't terror, but awe and reverence, knowing who God is and who we are. Humility prepares our hearts to receive wisdom. The proud build walls, the humble open doors. We seek advice from the humble, not the know-it-alls. Wisdom grows in the soil of humility. When we bow our hearts, we're ready to receive what God wants to give. Humility is the doorway. Step through, and wisdom awaits. The ultimate example of humility and wisdom is Jesus Christ. The King of Kings, with all power and glory, chose the path of humility. He traded a throne for a manger, the praise of angels for the scorn of men. He lived simply, serving the forgotten and the poor. On the night before his death, he washed his disciples' feet, the job of a servant. This act shocked everyone, but Jesus was teaching, true greatness is found in serving, not being served. His humility was wisdom in action. Jesus' life flipped the world's values upside down. Man's way is to climb higher, God's way is to stoop lower. Jesus' humility led to the cross. What looked like disgrace became the greatest victory. Through humility, he was exalted. He embodied Proverbs 11:2. He humbled himself and God lifted him up. Jesus is our model, a life of humility, a life of wisdom. The King who knelt shows us the way. Will we follow? As we close, remember, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. This truth is for today, for every choice we make. Each day we stand at a crossroads, pride or humility. Where is pride hiding in your life? In reluctance to admit wrong, in comparison, in your prayers? There's no condemnation, just an invitation to a better way. Humility is a daily practice. Listening more, celebrating others, asking for help, apologizing quickly. Start each day with a simple prayer. God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I need your grace and wisdom today. With the humble is wisdom. This is not weakness, but quiet strength and deep peace. It's the life Jesus modeled, the only path to lasting joy. Let's choose humility today. Lay down your pride and ask God for a humble, teachable heart. When we are low, God lifts us up and fills us with wisdom. That's a promise you can build your life on.